This is a Cessna Caravan. It's a turboprop. It's the short for turbo propeller. It's a high wing aircraft. This is a wing strut. The Caravan only has one strut for each wing. That part of the wing is what we call the leading edge. Over here we have the pitot tube. This is the wing tip of the aircraft. Trailing edge of the wing. And this is the passenger door. And this is the captain of the Caravan that I'm showing to you guys.
I am sleeping.
You are what?
Sleeping.
I'm showing parts of your aircraft to make a video.
You want to go inside there?
Oh, it would be good. Can I power the battery and lower the flaps? Okay,
Do
nice.
it.
Nice,
When you
thanks.
finish, you turn it off and close the door.
All right, thanks, Sergio. All right, so let's start again. Alright guys, here I am remembering the old times where I used to fly caravans. I'm inside a caravan here that a friend of mine flies, and I'm gonna make a short video doing the walk around to show you guys the aircraft, and actually to give you guys some proper terminology to describe an aircraft, okay? The ICAO test is about to change, but one thing is certain: having proper aviation vocabulary and aeronautical vocabulary to address the aircraft parts and stuff, this is something that will always be useful, okay? So here we are in the cockpit of the Caravan. Over there we have the cabin, not to be mistaken, okay? Because in Portuguese we say cabine and we mean the cockpit. So we call the cockpit in English. And in the ANAC test you can have some exercises over there that they will try to see if you mistake one thing for another. Então, atenção, na prova ICAO, cuidado para não confundir cabine com cabin, tá? A gente fala cabine em português, a gente quer dizer o cockpit em inglês. E tem áudio na prova ICAO que brinca com isso, então toma cuidado, ok, pessoal? Então eu vou sair do cockpit aqui e fazer o walk around. Vou passar para o inglês de novo. Okay, so this is the main door, gives access to the cockpit. We are at the left side, the captain side. Over here we have the main strut of the aircraft, okay, the wing strut. That is a strut that connects the wing to the fuselage, okay? The wing to the fuselage. All right, so the strut makes this connection to make the wing sturdier. This is the leading edge of the wing, bordo de ataque, leading edge, tá? And this is the pitot tube cover. There is a sensor over there. It's a pitot tube dynamic sensor, a big one right over there. And you have to remove the covers before you fly, of course, otherwise the sensors will not be reliable. Over here we have the wing tip of the aircraft, all right? So this is the tip of the wing, or the wing tip. We can also see a navigation light right over there. This is a trim tab. It's attached or hinged to the aileron. This is the aileron of the aircraft. The aileron is a primary flight control surface. And the trim tab, the trim, is actually a secondary flight control surface. And then as we move along here through the trailing edge of the wing, okay, so this is the trailing edge. The whole section here is what we call the trailing edge of the wing, okay, trailing edge. All right, so we continue along the trailing edge. We have an actuator for the flaps. So over there we had the aileron and we had the trim tab. Over here we have a flap, one of the flaps of the aircraft. So this is a flap, a secondary flight control surface that we extend to provide extra lift, okay? Thank you for the pilot, Sergio, very nice guy. So this is the main left landing gear of a Cessna Caravan. We have the main shock absorber here, okay? The main strut of the landing gear, if you want to call it that way, you can as well. And this is the brake, the disc brake. It's a hydraulic over here, and this is a hydraulic line. You have to make sure you don't have any leaks here. And this is the disc brake of the aircraft, the brake disc. We have the cargo pod below the aircraft over here. Now the cargo pod is all that area on a Caravan, okay? This is the cargo pod, and this is actually to give you more space for cargo. Let's continue. Now this is the main fuselage of the aircraft, and this is where you get access to the passenger cabin, okay? Which we just call it cabin usually. So the cockpit, the cabin, okay? This is the whole thing here, cabin. In some audios, like I said before, on the ICAO test, they will have like a fire in the cockpit. and then the controller will understand a fire in the cabin. And if you are not paying attention, you might say, okay, yeah, fire in the cabin. It's not, it's fire in the cockpit, or the opposite. Então, na prova ICAO tem muita pegadinha, fogo na cabine com fogo no cockpit, tá? Cabine e cockpit em português é sinônimo, em inglês não é. Cabin é o passageiro, cockpit é o piloto. Horizontal stabilizer, ok? Então a gente tem o leading edge do horizontal stabilizer e o trailing edge lá atrás. And we also have the elevator itself, which is the whole movable hinged part over there that is hinged to the elevator, to the horizontal stabilizer. I'm going to show on this side. So this is the elevator, yeah? The elevator is this part of the aircraft. Over there we have the vertical stabilizer, okay? Vertical stabilizer, and the back part of the vertical stabilizer, or what would be the trailing edge of the vertical stabilizer, we have the rudder, okay? This is the rudder of the aircraft. The rudder gives you directional control to yaw the aircraft sideways like this. And going on, we have the tail section, the cargo pod, and a repetition because an aircraft is indeed symmetric. So this is not a real walk around, so I'm not going to show you the same thing over and over. This is the exhaust pipe of the engine, okay? Exhaust pipe, or a tailpipe. You can call that a tailpipe, you can call that an exhaustion or exhaust pipe as well. The engine exhauster would be okay as well. Over here we have something that Brazilians tend to have a lot of difficulty to mention. What is that part? The part that you open. Como é que chama em inglês a parte que você abre? É sempre difícil para os meus alunos de cara saberem como chamar. Is the engine cowling or cowling, ok? Cowling ou cowling. Tem algumas pessoas que vão falar cowling ou alguma coisa assim. Cowling, ok? Cowling, ok. Tá? Cowling, engine cowling or engine cowling. Na dúvida, esqueceu, chama de engine cover. Uma cobertura, que cobre a turbina. The engine cover, okay? It's a cover, it's a cowling actually, the right name. Não fala carenage, ok? Não inventa essa palavra, não existe carenage em inglês, não fala isso. Ok, agora a gente já está no motor aqui na frente. The engine, the nose of the aircraft. So, in general terms, nose, fuselage, tail, okay? Over here we have the windshield. Windshield, escudo de vento. Wind, vento, shield, escudo. Em inglês, em português, para-brisa. Em inglês, windshield. Tá legal? Windshield. The windows, yeah? Passenger windows, the door, main door, and the wing, the strut. We covered everything. A gente já cobriu tudo, né? Não, ainda falta aqui a frente, ó. Vamos lá. It's a propeller. The whole thing is what we call a propeller. This is the blade of the propeller, okay? And this is a 3-blade propeller aircraft. So it's a propeller aircraft with 3 blades. And this is what we call the spinner, okay? The spinner of the aircraft. And inside we have the engine. I guess that's it. So the Cessna Caravan is properly described to you guys. Next time we can do that for a helicopter. Let's start with the tail rotor, right? Alright guys, I'll see you on the next video. It was good to have you here for one more video. I'm sorry that I didn't even shave for this video. I've been traveling abroad and I just got back. I'm sorry. Bye bye.